Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Invest in Your Future. You know, the one and only Coach Kenny here to help you guys get your mind right, get your finances right, get your mind right. So let me start the podcast so we can get the show started here. Welcome back to another episode in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining me on Facebook Live, on Instagram Live, on YouTube Live, and wherever you listen to this podcast. If it's iTunes, if it's Stitcher, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us, subscribe. We're always here every Thursday afternoon. We're usually around 12 o'clock. It's 4:30 right now. I didn't start early enough because my neighbor had trucks coming to clean his yard and it was loud, and I couldn't do a podcast when 0 to millions in assets, Invest in Your Future. Our first seminar, we did it. We put it on DVD. You can also find it on the link wherever you're listening to this. You're gonna find the link. It's gonna have straight to the shop where you can buy that and watch that. It's a 2.5-hour program. It's great. It's great information, and I wish every single person gets that information. So it's $14. If you want a physical copy, you can get a physical copy. If you just want to watch it online, you pay the $14 and you get to watch it online. And next week we're gonna have a special guest coming in. I can't wait for you guys to see this guy come in. He's going to be talking about land. So I'll wait until next week to give you that kind of content. This guy's going to be excellent, especially for people who are stuck and have money and don't know what to do with it. This guy coming up next Thursday is going to be, life-changing for a lot of people, especially for myself, because he talks about land and how he makes millions off land. So wait for that next week. Can't wait to guys to join me for that one. It's going to be a great podcast. But also today, obviously, we're going to have a great podcast too. Today, the topic is the role of a CEO. So the role of a CEO. This pretty much states, do you even know what a CEO is? That's what you need to understand. Do you even know what a CEO is? A lot of people don't know how CEOs work, how CEOs push themselves to get better. Listen, if you're a CEO that's running like a $50 to $100 million company, you have some skills that everyone should learn. And this is what I'm learning. These CEOs have skills that everyone should be using in terms of not just life, but also business. It's just both. So life and business you need to be the CEO of your life and you need to be the CEO of your business. That's simple. Now, you ask, how does that correlate? Listen, the same skills it takes to run a $50 to $100 million company is the same skills going to take a very successful life. It's that simple. If you have the skills to run a $100 million company, you're gonna have the same skills to manage yourself. So the skills are almost the same. I'm gonna give you the list right now. So first of all, you need to understand, what is a CEO? The CEO is the chief Don Dada, the chief executive officer. Is where the decisions are made. You are the CEO of your life, CEO of your company if you start a business, and the first thing is you need to understand that you are the CEO of your life, regardless if you ever start a business. So you have the CEO in terms of your life decisions, your health decisions, your money decisions. You're the CEO of all those. So if you are lacking in any of those situations, you're not a suitable CEO for that position. You don't have the skills. So if you're fat and overweight, you don't have the skills for a CEO of healthy decisions. If you are broke and poor, you have bad CEO skills in terms of money management in your money decisions. It's that simple. So whatever you're lacking, you can use these steps I'm going to give you to help improve that. Now, in order to be the role of a CEO, pretty much is it has to translate for your life. For whatever decisions you make is the CEO's decisions. So if you decide to eat bad food, you're the CEO of eating bad food. It's that simple. If you're going to the gym every day, you're going to be a great CEO in terms of those skill sets. If you are, in terms of creating a strategy, you have to create a strategy. So for me, all my strategies have to be positive. All my decisions have to be positive because I run a company and also I run myself. So every decision has to be a positive decision for myself or for my company. That's the strategy. That's the strategy you should implement also. It has to be positive for you. So how do you make sure it's positive for yourself? First, you have to have a vision where you want to go. That's the first thing. So where do you want to go? For myself, I have business ideas and business goals I want to go to. If you don't have a vision, you're gonna just always choose random decisions. You don't have a choice. You don't have a vision. You don't have a path you want to go towards. So for myself, if I want to own, $1 billion real estate firm, I need to make sure that my decisions are leading me towards owning $1 billion real estate. Same with yourself. If you want to write a book, your decisions have to be right going towards writing a book, not random decisions. So you have to have a vision. What's your vision? What's your number one thing first? That's your thing. And then you're going to create a strategy. The strategy is going to be all your decisions you make every single day. It's going to be towards that vision. That's that simple. To be the role of CEO, this is what it's going to take. Learn these skills right here. So you need to have a vision. And then you have to have the strategy to go towards that vision. So the steps are always going to be positive towards that vision. It might sound confusing, but you need to understand this. Your vision pretty much guides you where you're going. If you find yourself getting lost, it's because you don't have a vision. You're randomly picking decisions that don't help you or hinder, like you have no idea where you're going. So that's the first thing. Just create a vision and have a strategy towards it. Now, the second part about becoming a great CEO, besides having a vision and a strategy, is you need to have a strong team. You need to have a strong team. You can't do everything yourself. You'll always fail. If you feel like you're a CEO and you feel like everything needs to be done by you, you will always fail. There's no way I could have built my office. I don't have the skills. I had to hire somebody else to do my basement. I didn't have the skills and I didn't have the knowledge. So I went to hire somebody else to do the skills for me, paid them. Teamwork. These contractors, I need to make sure I'm good with contractors. Same for yourself. You need to build a team for whatever you're going after, whatever your vision is. You can't do everything yourself. You'll always fail. If you try to do everything, if I try to do the bookkeeping, if I try to become the lawyer, if I try to become the carpenter and everything, I will always fail because you won't have specialized knowledge. So as a role of CEO is for yourself is to build a strong team. And who's on your team? It's simple. For me, these are people on my team. Now it depends on your vision. For myself, it's CPAs, accountants, lawyers, HR, management, property managers, contractors, bankers. These are all on my team. So I use these people together and we accomplish something I'm trying to go after, which is my vision. So for yourself, you need to build a strong team of whoever you need around you. Make sure it's a strong team. And if the person doesn't fit, you replace them. There's hundreds of accountants, hundreds of CPAs, thousands of every profession you can get in terms of help. You just hire them and they do the work for you. So build a strong team. And remember, one of my mentors told me, remember, your team either builds you or destroys you. Your team, the team that you build for, if you want to be the role of CEO, the team that you build around you, so your CPAs, your accountants, your whatever, they either make you or destroy you. There's nothing in between. Understand that. So whoever you build around your team, whoever is coming through your door, to your company, to work you out, to whatever, they either make you or they destroy you. So if I'm going to the gym and I have a fat trainer, they're not going to help me. They're going to destroy me because they're not in the same shape as me. That's why I don't understand YMCA trainers who are fat. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. But that's what people choose. So for myself, I want a trainer who's in better shape than I am, maybe a professional athlete, someone who's a higher level. Same with you. If you want to get team members in your team or your whatever you're trying to build, your team members need to be better than you, smarter than you, faster than you. You need people better than you, especially if you want them on your team. That's number one tip, especially for, you know, the role of CEO. We're trying to build a team. That's number two. And the third part is just the role of the CEO. This is just the role of the CEO is make sure there's enough money in the bank. That's it. Make sure there's enough money in the bank. Most CEOs forget this one rule also. If you don't have enough money in the bank, your company will automatically dissolve. If you don't have enough money in your bank account, because you're your role of your CEO of yourself, you'll be homeless. You won't have, you know, capital. It's the same thing. Both of those things correlate. So a big role of the CEO is make sure there's enough money in the bank. It's that simple. People forget these simple rules. No money, no business, no company, nothing. Nothing's left. No money in your pocket, you don't exist. You can't buy food, you can't buy clothing, you can't buy a house. It's that simple. You lose. It's like a game. You lose. So understand that. One of the most important rules is make sure there's enough money in the bank. So that's the role of a CEO. Use those things to improve your life and your business. They correlate perfectly. So make sure you're the chief executive officer of your life, and make sure you're the chief executive of your company, and extract as much knowledge as you can from your team. Make sure you have a vision that you're going after. Make sure you have a strategy, and make sure the team is behind you. And then make sure there's enough money in the bank, and you accomplish almost anything you want. So understand that. We appreciate every single one of you guys coming on to this podcast. We're here every Thursday. And also, don't forget to pick up the DVD, The Zero to Millions in Assets. It's on the website, wherever link you're listening to this. We'll see you next Thursday. I appreciate you guys. See you at the top.